winters ago, I went to my usual Tuesday Tai Chi class at the Y. However, it ended a little bit unusually.
Sorry. Sorry.
I get the message. When you have a pacemaker that you're totally dependent on, and it starts to give you really wacky rhythms, you don't mess around. It's 911, and before you know it, you're on a stretcher on your way to Chester County Hospital. Just about when I get in the ambulance, and they're putting in the IV, and they're firing rapid questions at me, that's when my anxiety kicks in. And by the time I'm at the hospital, they think that I believe that Obama is my husband, and I'm homeless. But I can guarantee you that I know the routine, and I know that I've assured myself of 3 days, not many expenses paid, in our local hospital. Well, this time when I got there, and one of the few things that I feel like you can control there is how you organize your pillow. So I go in and I immediately try to organize my pillow. And I'm doing that, and in walks this pleasant, attractive nurse. And she says, "Hello, my name is Jackie, and I'm going to be taking care of you for the next few days." And I said, "What do you do?" "Yeah, fine." And she said, "Could you tell me your name and your birth date?" So I told her my name, and she said, 1948. "You told them in the ambulance you were born in 23. I said, "Just get rid of all that." So anyway, she says to me, "Is John Yannick your husband?" And I said, "Mm-hmm." And I didn't have a chance to say anything else because it was time to get my IV and my heart monitor switched out. But then I asked for some of that generic ginger ale they give the inmates. And she came in with that and she said, "Does John Yannick work at the post office?" And I said, "Yeah, he did. He retired. He flunked retirement. He got enough." Then I realized I'm being pretty chatty. And how in the heck does she know that anyway? So I let it go. And she comes back in and says, "How long have you been married?" And I said, "I don't keep track of that. If you have a Mr. and a Mrs., you get to divide up the things you have to remember. And he remembers those kinds of things." Well, that night, my Mr. came in. He was on his way to bar bingo, his Thursday night ritual. And he had 30 minutes. But when you're on the inside, you just take whatever you can get. So in walks Nurse Jackie, and she her eyes bulge, and I see John get a little bit nervous, and I finally got out, "Do you guys know each other?" And I pieced it together. Right before he met me, they had dated for quite a long while. And they were looking at me to see if I was going to be upset or just interested, and I was mostly interested. So then she started. For the next 30 minutes, she talked. She said, "Oh, Johnny." Yes, she called him Johnny. "Do you remember when we went to the Dilworth Town Inn and I ordered a lobster and I didn't know how to eat it?" And all of a sudden, this pleasant, attractive nurse in this Hello Kitty scrub is looking overweight and mascaraed, and she has a smoker's voice. And then she says, "But remember when you went to the Mardi Gras and brought me back that really pretty necklace? I still have it." By then, I'm really seething. And she's talking about a sandcastle hotel and how they'd gone there. And right about then, I decide I'm going to jump into the conversation. But I look down, and the heart monitor has drug my gown down, and my right breast is hanging out. And I figure this isn't a very good position to be in. So I yanked it back up. And right about then I said, John, it's time for your bar bingo. And he tried to give me a smooch, but I wouldn't have any of it. And I took Jeopardy. Jeopardy was on. I don't even like Jeopardy, but I turned the volume all the way up, and that nurse Jackie just scuttled right out. I haven't been to Dilwortown Inn yet with Johnny, but you can be assured that we're going to go. And he is really worried, and he should be, because I know how to eat a lobster. And I'm also going to have a little petit filet mignon and a real expensive bottle of champagne to go with it.
Diane.